Mid-table talk, Copa America preview, part 3 of the series. We're going Group C today. Uruguay. Uruguay is going to be really good at this Copa America. Got that big 4-0 win against Mexico. Could have been a lot worse, to be honest. That's not the only reason Uruguay is looking really good. Uruguay is second in World Cup qualifying right now, only behind Argentina. And they beat Argentina in Argentina. It was a huge result. That was one of the better performances I have seen any international team put up against Argentina. Argentina really struggled in that game. A 2-0 win at La Bombonera, I believe. That's impressive, man. Also beat Brazil. And yeah, man, all the credit in the world to Marcelo Bielsa. I know everyone loves to talk about him at this point, but he really is. He is him, man. Your favorite manager's favorite manager. He deserves all the credit in the world. He's still underappreciated in some aspects. Was in charge of Leeds for 170 games for over 4 years. His longest tenure at any club. And I mean, Leeds fans will tell you they adore the way he played and they love him as a person. In Argentina, he's known as El Loco Bielsa, just because of how crazy he is over the sport. Dude is a psychopath, meticulous with his tactics. He was a pro player as well, but he was so dedicated to his managerial stuff that he retired at the age of 25. He was in the pre-Olympic pool for Argentina. He was almost going to go play the Olympics, and he said, nah, I want to become a coach. At 25 years old. Loco, de verdad. I even saw a clip recently where Pep Guardiola, psychopath with his tactics, he told Bielsa was at Atletico Bilbao, peak Pep Barcelona, by the way. Bielsa told him a bunch of the scouting things that he had picked up on Barcelona, and Pep told El Loco, this crazy old man, you know more about my team than I do. So imagine the psychopath that Pep is. Bielsa out-crazied him in obsession over the game.
Y Guardiola lo miró.
And Guardiola had to look at it.
Y me dijo, vos sabés de el Barcelona un montón de cosas que yo no sé.
The dude is so well renowned by every club he touched. He has a stadium named after him right now. The Newell's Old Boys, who has had any quantity of legends come through their club. Maradona, Messi. And they named the stadium after Marcelo Bielsa. Estadio Marcelo Bielsa. He's still coaching. Honestly, you could argue that he bred the beginning of the modern way the sport is played nowadays. 4-3-3 through and through since the beginning of his career. Huge on counter-pressing. What does that sound like to you? Tactics still hold up to this day. This Uruguay team is very Bielsa based. They love to counter press, as you saw in that Mexico game. They're going to be pressing the heck out of that Group C. Bolivia, Panama. Man, if the United States doesn't clean up how they get out the back, this could be a really rough look when they play Uruguay on that final game day. Before I go into my lineups, let's just go into a bit of the history of Uruguay. Uruguay is a country of like less than 5 million people, I want to say. Two-time World Cup champions, 4-time world champions, if you want to say that. I don't know. Dude, a country this small should not be this good at the sport. One of the most historic football countries in the history of the sport. First World Cup ever winner. They won it again in 1950. In Brazil, by the way. They still don't wear white jerseys till this day because of what happened that day. So imagine the imprint that 1950 Uruguay win had. This group should be pretty easy. Definitely for Uruguay. Yet to be seen what the United States is going to pull up with. They're easily making the final for me. They get first in their group. Group D ends with Colombia and Brazil, if you ask me, getting second. That's my take. In my head, I see Uruguay, Brazil. Uruguay is just a better team, and they just work together so well. I don't see them losing against a very questionable Brazil team. They still don't have it completely figured out, let's be honest. The final and the best two teams in this Copa America is between Argentina and Uruguay. And really, that could go any which way. We just saw Uruguay beat Argentina in qualifiers in Argentina. That being said, I'm now going to dive into my starting lineup, how I believe this Uruguay team and Bielsa set up at the end of the day. In goal, we got Sergio Rochet, undisputed number 1 for Uruguay right now after Fernando Muslera retired. Rochet is a really good keeper. Do not doubt him just because he's not playing in Europe or whatever. I know a lot of people like to do that, but he's been really good for Internacional down there in Porto Alegre. I should know. He played an amazing 2 legs really against River Plate on their way to the semis of the Libertadores. I believe this is going to be the starting lineup, at least when it matters. We might see a variation of this lineup through the first 2 games, especially if there isn't much competition there. Ronald Araujo is going to be right back. He can obviously very much play center back, but he's much more mistake prone, and you'd rather have that outside of the box. Right, Barcelona. Nahitan Nandez plays on Cagliari, kind of like a wing back, right wing back, so he could end up starting that right back spot if Uruguay's looking to go more attacking. Right center back, I'm going Josema Jimenez from Atletico Madrid. He's been the captain for their last 2 friendlies. Left center back, I'm going Matias Oliveira from Napoli. He plays left back for Napoli. Uruguay and Bielsa are very attacking. In attack, Oliveira becomes more of a left center back, left back type player. However, if he does decide to go Oliveira as a left back throughout the tournament, I could see Sebastián Cáceres from America. He can play right or left. I see him slotting into that left center back spot. Starting in that left back spot as of right now, I have Matias Vinha from Flamengo, playing very, very good for Flamengo. Probably the best team in Brazil on form league-wise right now. Going into the midfield, Federico Valverde is set in stone. There's no reason he should not start. That right 6 holding spot is going to be his. He even plays right wing back for Madrid. He's really familiar with that whole side of the field. He's going to be one of the stars of this tournament for sure. To partner with him, I think Bielsa ends up picking Bentancur from Tottenham at the end of the day. Yeah, Manuel Ugarte has been playing off and on for PSG, but I think at a tournament like this, I think he's going to go for experience. Bentancur has been in that Uruguay midfield for the past 5 to 8 years at least. So moving up, Uruguay switches between a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1 pretty often. Again, if you know footy, that's not even a big formation change. It's just slightly different. That 3 trident for me, I'm going Facundo Pelestri. Was on loan at Granada, on Man United currently. He's been getting the trust of Bielsa much more. Loves to press as well. So he's a very Bielsa player. Cam, or the 10, is going to be Nico de la Cruz. I would say he's the best player in Brazil right now. Flamengo is first in the league. He's the guy on Flamengo after coming over from River. The dude is a baller. He's one of those South American 10s. One of the most creative players on the world, if you ask me. And just because he's not playing in Europe does not mean he's the lower level than Europe. Trust me. Similarly to De La Cruz, De Arrascaeta has been really good for Flamengo for the past, I don't even know. Very similar profiles, but I think De La Cruz gets the nod at the end of the day. Left wing. Now this, I think, is the one question mark Uruguay still has going into their tournament. Still not completely figured out. He really has 3 players that are kind of on the same level, if you ask me. Maximiliano Araujo from Toluca. He's been starting more recently for Uruguay than anyone else, so I could see him getting the nod. Brian Rodriguez from America as well. Played for LAFC for a bit. Very fast. And then you have Kike Oliveira, who is currently on LAFC. I think these 3 wingers are kind of in the same bracket talent-wise. Similar profile as well, all very fast, challenging wingers. I don't know who starts there at the end of the day. I'm going to give the nod to Maximiliano Araujo right now just because he's gotten the start the last couple games. Up top, the 9, nobody else. Luis... It's going to be Darwin. There's no doubt in the world that Darwin is going to start. He has 5 goals through 6 games of qualifier. Say what you want about his finishing capabilities with Liverpool. The dude is good for Uruguay. He's one of those rare strikers. He's a South American striker through and through. Like, he can do things that some strikers could never dream of doing. He's going to have a big tournament. I would even say he's probably going to be top goal scorer. Luis Suarez for a World Tour. He's probably going to get minutes against Panama and Bolivia. But past that, I think it's Dar Whistler through and through. Mog that cringe TikToker. I don't like TikTokers. That being said, this is the Uruguay team for me. Probably for Bielsa as well. Could easily end up winning this team. This team, I'm British now. With a bit of luck, everything falling into place, I could see them breezing through to the final. Honestly, I don't even see US. There's just too many question marks around the United States. I don't think the players fully believe in what they're being told to do. I don't know. Uruguay is going to be very good in this tournament. Destined to make the finals. My final prediction for this group: Uruguay, USA, Panama, Bolivia. But I mean, this is gonna be a fun tournament, man. Uruguay, Uruguayo. They have a really interesting place in world history too. If you're ever bored, like I am sometimes, search up the history of Uruguay. All that being said, that's that for this video. This is the closest thing I have to Uruguay jersey. Proximity wise, it's like next video going Group D. Probably Colombia. Yeah. Watch my other content, please. I have a journalism degree, please. Uruguayo.